Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming back to the stage your host, Fabienne Fredrickson.
You can change the world. You can change the world. Change the world. Thank you. Hey, everybody. Woo! How are we feeling? Good. So we've been talking here at the Mindset Retreat for 2 days about dreaming a bigger dream. Really, the audacity of dreaming a bigger dream for our business, for our legacy, for our lives. Really showing up in the world in a much, much bigger way so that we help so many more people than we're currently serving. With every single person we touch, we change the world, don't we? And so I believe it is your divine duty to turn up the volume on how you show up in life. And so we dreamed a bigger dream. And today, give yourselves another big hand for all the great work you did about clearing the gunk inside, really getting out of your own way, committing to really showing up as a much more powerful person in the world. And it looks like we have a few hundred people in this room, doesn't it? Yeah. Actually, that's not true. Yeah. We have thousands of live streamers coming in right here. Stand up, please, and say, hello, live streamers! So glad that you're here with us. Welcome. Welcome to the Mindset Retreat. We're delighted that you could be here for a couple of hours as a sneak peek into the Mindset Retreat. My intention is that you get inspired and that you're here next year. My intention is that you are inspired. See, here's what I know. This is me, and maybe you're a little bit like me. Unless I know that it can be done, I question the validity of a big dream. Anybody else? Unless I know that it can be done, sometimes I question, is that valid? But when I see that someone else has done it, and they experience the same resistance that I am experiencing, and they went above the resistance and said yes to themselves, and they did it, it's like there's this emboldened Fabienne that shows up and says, if they can do it, I most certainly can do it myself. Do you feel that way too? Yeah. Anybody else? Woohoo! Well, I have got that inspiration for you today. There are hundreds of Boldheart business members, and all of them are on this journey to playing a much bigger game in service to the world. And if there were several hundred seats on this stage, believe me, I would have them all up here. But with the limited time that we have, I selected a few people that could really inspire you. Different people. Not just all charismatic people, people who are quiet too. Not just coaches, but people who are in different industries. And I really want you to get that whatever resistance they had to saying yes to themselves, they overcame it. I want you to hear where they were before, what they did to overcome the resistance, and where they are now. Would you help me welcome them? Rise to your feet, please. Boldheart business members of the Inspiration Panel, please come up. Have a seat, please. How's it feel? Okay? A little nervous? Really excited? Excited. Good, good, good. So I'm just going to ask them some questions. My intention is for you to really fuel your heart with hope, with inspiration, and with the feeling that I can do it too. Jen, you're holding the mic, so why don't we start with you?
Okay.
Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Jen Hickel from Minneapolis, Minnesota, jenhickel.com, and also the author of Happy Kids Growing Biz.
Jen, tell me about your situation before joining the program.
Before joining the program, I had a good business. It was pretty solid. I just convinced my husband to quit his job.
Okay, all right. So you were making...
We were netting, so we were bringing home about $100,000 a year.
Okay, great.
And our business was bringing in about $500,000 a year.
Okay, awesome.
My husband was nervous. He's very analytical. And so even though we were, at this new point of making money, the cost of the program was a big jump for us. And on paper, it did not make sense to him.
Tell me about your situation.
Yeah.
What was not working about your business, or why would you even consider doing a program like Boldheart Business?
My business was achieving a goal that I wanted, but I knew I wanted to do more. And when you were talking about playing a bigger game and making a bigger impact, that was my heart saying, yeah, that's what I want to do. But I had no idea how to do it. I mean, I had gotten where I was.
Wow, pretty amazing.
Yeah. But I did not know how to go to the next level. And I had done other coaching programs, but it wasn't the female aspect.
Tell me more about that.
Yeah. I think other coaching programs did a lot of the how. It was the tangibles. And in some ways, my success went faster than my self-image. My success was faster than even maybe the why. And I was hiding.
You were hiding.
I was hiding. I felt...
Was there a little bit of a fraud factor in there? Imposter syndrome?
Not so much, but just don't look at me. I just don't want to be seen. And I was even getting media attention, and I just would bawl because I didn't feel good enough. That was really the core. I wasn't enough. I didn't feel good enough. And yet at the same time, I wanted to help more people. I wanted to do more. So I was very, very stuck in my reality and then what I knew my destiny was, and just how on earth am I going to do that?
Yeah. What was it that made you look at this program and say, maybe I belong here?
I bought the client attraction system. I went through it 7 times. and it just was not clicking. I was trying to do the work, and I was on your email list and seeing some of the videos. And one day I was like, that's enough. I'm calling. I'm doing this. And it was something I knew I had to do for myself. Yeah. And I homeschool. I have 4 kids.
You have 4 kids. Give her a hand, everybody. If any of us think we're busy with our business and we just have too much on our plate, I think we need to look to Jen.
Oh.
And so
yeah.
Go ahead. And so you decided to say yes.
Yeah.
To take the leap of faith.
Yeah.
And how did you explain that to your husband? Because he wasn't necessarily, yes, Jen.
No.
Go!
I was pretty much like, I'm going to do this. And he was like, really? And I was like, I can do this. Like, I know I can do this. I can work the program. I promise I will. But the dream and the possibilities doesn't compute to his brain, right? So he was just looking
wired
at
differently.
He's just wired differently.
Yeah.
So he was just looking at the numbers. But at the end of the first year, I said, look at the numbers. This is because of Boldheart.
Give her a hand. What did you do with the numbers? What happened to the numbers?
So 2 years later, we are netting $300,000 a year, and we have $1 million company.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Jen, what was it about the program that helped you get to $1 million business?
So much was self-worth. So much was believing I could do it and having the right community. Of people that you show up and they're like, of course you can do this. Like it's obvious to them. And I'm like, really? Yes. And just overcoming fear and resistance. And I love the travel. I need to get away from my house and my kids, right? And think and plan and just have that space. So even though that was a sacrifice, it was like the best part. It was the best part. And you know what? Oh, I should share this. Yeah. I had never checked into a hotel by myself before the first meeting. I had never flown alone before the first meeting. Wow. And I had to conquer those things and do it.
And you did it.
Yeah, and I did it.
Give her a hand for that. Jen, what are the elements of the program that you like the best, that you find are the most useful for you? And have that magical feel for you? I
love the curriculum. I love the strategy. But the people are absolutely what I love the most. I can't live without them. You can't find people like this in this dense amount anywhere else.
What are they like?
They're encouraging and warm, and the first moment that they meet you, they just love you. And I don't know that I really loved myself as much. And so I saw reflected in them, like what they thought about me. And to me, I just did what I did, and I just homeschool, and it just wasn't a big deal. But people were like, wow, and I'm like, wow? Is it a wow? I don't know. Truly, and I had to catch up. I had to match who I am with how I saw myself. Yeah. And honestly, I mean, just to see a successful woman who's married with children, it's like there's no one else that I want to emulate and follow, because that's not the case everywhere you go. It feels rare to me. And I wanted to prove that I could still have a solid marriage and be a great mom and have this business.
Yeah, awesome. How does your husband feel about your investment now?
He is thrilled. He's so supportive because he's like, every day he's like, honey, we did this. You did this. Look at these numbers. And he's literally like, thank you, thank you, thank you. Because he said, I would not have taken this risk. I would not have done this, but you took me along for the ride. He's like, I got to quit my job. We got this house. We have this life. We get to travel. And he's actually thanking me instead of, resisting me and thinking I'm crazy. Like I think my dreams, I always knew it was possible. I didn't know how to do it. I knew it was possible. But he's looking at the numbers going, yeah, but this says this.
Yeah.
And now he's looking at the numbers going,
This
this
says
says this.
Are you just an outlier, or is this, in your opinion, possible for many people?
If I can do it, you can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give her a hand, everybody. Well done, Jen. Well done. Ladies, yeah. Introduce
guys.
yourself.
Hi guys.
So
I'm Eva. I'm Hana. For those who wonder, yes, we are twins.
Tell us
And,
about you and your business.
So we have a dental care clinic and above and beyond, a holistic approach. But we came here today to talk about our story, why we're here, why we're sitting here. So it's all started when we have relocated from the UK. We worked 5 years in a dental practice in UK as employees, and we haven't met Fabian immediately once we relocated to a town which is called Brno without you, in the Czech Republic. So we met, we spotted Fabian, Hana spotted Fabian on Facebook. It was about a year when we were in the business. And that's when all started. Because imagine we had no clients at all because we were relocating to a town where we were not born. We studied in Prague, and we have had a profession abroad.
So we literally had 0 clients, and our friends, included our family as well, thought that we're crazy, like, what are you guys doing? On top of it, 95% maybe in the Czech Republic, dentists, they do have insurance contracts. We had no contract, and we actually asked for a contract, but we haven't been given one. So we're basically, didn't have any kind of, why would people come to us? So then I spotted your on Facebook, which again, game changer for me because I was, and Eva even more, we were anti-Facebook people.
Oh, okay.
In 10 years, I maybe have 10 pictures on my personal profile. And that's only because someone tagged me. I still don't know how it works.
But somehow you found me.
We have, and I'm so grateful.
So what happened? You decided to join the Boldheart Business Program.
We did indeed. We bought the online course first. So we saw the mindset from the TV last year. We're very proud of you, crowd. I am, because I today noticed that Fabian doesn't do shh.
Yes, I must have done that a lot in the past.
But you know what that means? That everyone's just loving what you're saying, and everyone's just so focused. See, so so I'm
So you started with no clients.
We had
You
0
didn't
clients.
have insurance. And what did you begin implementing as a result of being in the program once you said yes?
So we started to implement, the first session we had was on video. Mm-hmm. And we implemented, so it was, I can remember it just like that, just like today. It was before Christmas, our first session, mm-hmm. right? So we went, we've been actually really lucky. We went for Christmas holidays to Caribbean, and we thought, we can't even, we can't post like our first video from Caribbean. Like, everyone's gonna hate us. But
Not
we
bad.
did, and we said Happy Christmas from there, because you told us we must do it once a week. So
And we
did.
do. We
And
have
since that,
video Wednesdays every week. Every week.
Mm-hmm. And since that, what happened after that, it's just incredible, because we basically are overwhelmed by the amount of people we actually now see.
Maybe we can say some numbers.
Yes, if you would.
Hana,
So I did the numbers, and the very first year, so it was, we've got almost 2 years now. The very first year, we had 52 appointments a month. Now we have 130 appointments a month. Which comes with the revenue, of course, as well. So the very first year, obviously, we invest in our company and we earn no money. Whilst I think it was the 3rd month in to your program when we just started to earn money.
Yeah.
And we're just like, when we see our analysis, we've got a software which does it. It just goes like this.
Yeah. What do you think the percentage of increase is from when you started the program?
I had to actually check with Eva because she's better in math, and I was asking her, is this actually right? Did I do the math right?
Yeah.
And our mom, used to be a math teacher, so she would be like, Hana. But it was almost 400%.
400%. So imagine what happens in the following years. I mean, thanks, Flavia.
Thanks.
What was there any resistance? Any what you felt was holding you back from joining the program in the beginning?
Of course it was, because like I said, we invested a lot in our company, and another expanse was considered, like, we need to consider it, right?
But then I stepped in and I
Yes.
said, I want to do something once only for myself. And I just felt that this is what I need to do. And I said, Hana, I'm doing it. I'm signing it. That's it.
And I was like, well, but I'm like you. I want to do it too. 'Cause
Yeah.
we're just wins. So we're kind of sometimes fight. But we're like saying the same thing, but we fight. So I'm very grateful. And your program is just a lifetime investment. If anyone wants to do and invest in themselves, please do. You're not like people think.
We say there's many courses in one course.
Yeah, we are getting like maybe
We have
10 or more courses.
You got
we
a
have so
marketing
much
course,
value. Marketing, life course, personal
self-development, but also we said we've got English courses now. We can get to practice our English.
Yeah, and we forgot to say that we are marketing in English. So we are marketing in English,
Which is
in
unheard
our
of.
country, the Czech Republic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did the guy tell you?
Yeah. So when we were in Caribbean, we had managed the surgery the way that we would take 2 weeks off.
And that was for the reason we had no clients, mind you. So we actually had to go.
We had to go, yeah. So we were like, this is the only opportunity. Then the business would be full. So when? And we have received some messages to the USA, Caribbean, and the first client, he said, "Wow, that was bold. You emailed back in English only, not in Czech.
Yeah.
Only in English."
This boldness, did you have it as much?
No.
Taking bigger risks?
No, and yeah, it's.
I think we're getting bolder and bolder and bolder.
Yeah,
I think
every
so.
day.
Like that, but
Yeah, and it's. I have to say, it's about the community. It's Fabienne, firstly, her knowledge. I admire that, but it's the knowledge of all you here. It's inspiring every minute, and thank you for that.
So if you're considering, it's not only the program, but as an amazing bonus you actually get is the community. Every single person we are in our course, and even here, we're just meeting incredible people. They're so mindful, thoughtful. They'll give you million advices for free, just like that. And they're amazing support, and we love them.
Yeah. One thing that I'd love to say, in fact, to all of you, is that every time you come for one of the meetings, or you're on one of the calls, I give you a recipe. I say, here you go. You want to do this? You do it like this. You don't have to go online anymore and search for stuff. This is exactly how you do it. And what I really admire and respect about the two of you is you go and you don't question it, and you go do exactly as I say, exactly as the recipe is written, and you get your results. And you don't even question it. And I really admire that about you. Yeah.
Thanks, Fabienne.
Yeah. It's wonderful having you here.
Thanks.
Congratulations.
It's wonderful being here. Thanks very much.
Yeah, you're welcome. Give them a hand.
Thank you.
Martha.
How did that happen?
Yes.
Just happened to appear here.
Martha, introduce yourself, please.
My name is Martha Fraser. I have a company, marthafraser.com. I help service industries become the global online star in their field so they can shine, make an impact, and make an income.
Let's talk about what life was like before opening the door and stepping into Boldheart. Are you willing to?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So before I joined Boldheart, things had been going okay. I'd been doing it on my own. Then my husband got very ill. He had a seizure and they discovered a brain tumor. And I knew that shit got real. Sorry, excuse my French.
No.
And I knew it was time to really step up in my business. And with all of this new life change, I knew I could not do it on my own. And I didn't want to do it on my own. And actually, at the time, I'd been mentor shopping for 6 months. I had done strategy calls with every mentor out there. I've done the work. And then I had done a strategy call with Boldheart. And at the time, my husband was sitting in ICU in the neurological hospital. And I was sitting in the chapel. And
You had your strategy call in the chapel.
oh, no, I had it in the hall. And then I went to the...
I'm like, that's looking for divine guidance.
And then I went to the chapel to pray and ask for the answer. And I said, okay.
Why Boldheart and not all these other places that you're interviewing for 6 months?
I think I had been stalking you a little bit on your blog. I saw you in an ad, and you just felt real, and I kind of felt the love. And I knew, I said, if I can work with this lady, that sounds very real to me, you know.
And was it a facade?
No, hell no. No, you're amazing, Fabienne. And, you know, I've just finished my first year, and it has changed my life, every part of my life. And that's why I'm here to say thank you, sincerely from my heart.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Would you be willing to share some of the things that have changed for you in just 1 year?
In just 1 year. So my income has increased 66%. You helped me get my feminine back. You helped me become a better woman in myself. Just by, like, when we have our meetings, to be able to be this close to you, who has achieved so much, and to hear the knowledge that you impart so generously, honestly, and you don't leave anything out. You tell us what worked, what didn't work, and what not to do. So as a person, I am so much happier. Like this year, I've been to Paris 4 times, New York, and Atlanta. In 2016, if you'd asked me that, I was going, what? You know, so the joy has come back into my life. I'm a better mom. And my marriage in the last while has massively improved because things have got better. Yeah.
Yeah, can we give her a hand for that?
Yeah. Yeah. And can I just say about the driving thing? Because of my husband's condition, he wasn't able to drive. And, you know, the way, I don't know if you're like this, but in most couples, the man possibly does most of the driving, which was the case in our. And then when he couldn't drive, I had to do all of the driving. And when I was sitting in the seat, which, I mean, I would have done the driving if he wasn't there, of course. But when I was sitting in the seat, and I was like going, wow, this driving seat is nice. And it really made me realize I wasn't in the driving seat of my life or my business in the way I should have been. You know? So it's been the most empowering year of my life. Yeah. Best decision ever.
You have changed so radically. I remember exactly what you looked like the first meeting.
Yeah.
And by the end of the second day, you were speechless.
That was.
No words coming out of your mouth. It's like her jaw was like, what are we learning here?
Yeah.
And you came back the next meeting and you implemented everything from the strategy call. And you keep showing up and you keep doing everything. You had, this was an investment.
Oh, yeah, big time.
And you hustled.
I had to hustle. You know the way they say your house is burning? My house was burning. For a long time, I didn't step up because, you know, I will say it, you know, my husband had a better income and the pressure wasn't there and blah, 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 blah. And well, now the house was burning and it was like, right, time to just step up and do it.
But I have to say, sometimes for some people, when things are really bad at home, this is the last time that they would invest in themselves. They wouldn't choose to invest in themselves when things are not stable at home.
Yeah. Well, I was running my own mastermind and I could see the value they were getting. And I was going, I need to get back because I knew the value of coaching. I knew the value of the community. I knew the value of being with other people who are rising and they're championing you and you're championing them. It's invaluable. I for a while, I went on my own. I will never, ever, ever, ever do it on my own again.
Me either.
It's just way too much fun with all of you guys.
We dance.
We dance. Yeah.
In front of people.
In front of people.
No, and like I said, you implement everything. You're always following the recipe.
Well, you've done it, so
Yeah.
be stupid not to.
Any advice to, perhaps there are some people in this room who would really like to have an increase in their business. Maybe 66%, maybe they just want to become more powerful, more bold, really take their big ideas into the world. Would you have any advice for them, Martha?
Just join Boldheart.
What is it that you get here? What are your best elements here?
So much. So, and this is the thing that when I was looking at all the other options, when I saw all that I got, and then when I joined, I got even more. The amount of support from the amazing team, from everyone. To be honest, I was nearly inundated with the support at the start. I was going, oh my God, this is so amazing. Brownies and letters and books and oh my God, it's amazing. And it just, it was so real. It was so authentic. It was so loving. The knowledge, the meetings, the community, as I said, like meeting everyone and we all support each other, like having others help each other. Just phenomenal, you know. And I mean, I didn't have the full year payment when I signed up.
Say more about that.
I just knew I wanted to be in it, and it was time to make decisions. Like when I came here, I'm after coming from Ireland for 10 days. I have 2 children. I didn't know how I was going to get childcare for 10 days, but I made the decision first that I was coming and that I would figure it out then. So this is my new way. Make the decision first and then figure it out.
Woo!
Yeah. You know, and it's just, even being on this stage, because of what happened to us, we now live from a place of you never know. So I was going, no, I said I'd be on the stage one day. I said, no, I'll do it this year. You know, so I didn't have the full year payment. And I said, once I say yes, I know I will hustle my ass off to make sure that and when I did that, funny thing, my business grew.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Know? Yeah.
Congratulations, Martha. Give her a hand. Deborah.
I'm Debbie Cowart. I'm a midwife and an owner of a birth center. Our website is growingfamilybirthcenter.com. I first saw Fabienne on a Facebook ad or something somebody posted or something.
There's a theme.
And so I watched some videos and found out about them to the website, found out about the client attraction. I call it a workbook because that's really what it is. It's a workbook. It's a program. And I told my husband that it was the most expensive book I've ever bought in my life. But I told him I have to have this. And I was trying to think back. I think it was about 13 months ago that I bought that.
While you were buying that book, what was your situation like in your business?
So we started our birth center about 7.5 years ago. And in the first year, we were 12.5 months, we were debt-free. Then we made the decision after a couple of years to move to a different building, larger building, better building. And through a couple other things that happened, we were not having the income that we were having before. We'd gotten to a place where we were paying our bills on credit cards, and we had a contract for this lease that we really couldn't get out of. So we had, closing was not an option. We were I'm trying to find something online, something to help us turn this around. So I got the book, I read through the entire thing, which I think is what it says in the beginning. Read the whole thing
That's right.
first.
You followed the directions.
And then I started working through it, and I got about 2/3 of the way through it. Most of the information in there I knew, and it was going a step further than what I already knew what to do. But as I was working through it, I saw that this is something I could not do on my own. So I went back to the website and clicked on the thing to have a free consultation. And we talked with the coach that called, and really, really good information. I was excited, and my husband's like, we don't have the money. And so she said she'd call back in a month. So she gave us a couple assignments, the 50 ways. We did that, and a couple other things. I don't remember what they were right now. And so we did those things, and she called back in a month. And in the meantime, I had told my husband, we're going under. And it doesn't matter if we go under at 100,000 or 200,000. And we need to spend this money. And so literally I went online and I got 2 0% interest credit cards, because honestly that was the easiest way out than to do some of the other things on the 50 ways list.
Yeah.
And we just paid for the program. And I did that. We were scrambling to do that in time to do the growth meeting that was that last February, this year.
What has happened as a result of you joining the program?
So last week before coming, we decided to look at what is our client base, how many clients do we serve last year, and how many do we anticipate serving this year. So we've only got 2 months left of this year. So and I know who's due. So
it's pretty much it.
So we compared that, and we had a 48% increase in our client base. But even better than that, we looked at the income for the 4 months on average before we joined Boldheart, and then the last 3 months. And our increase in our gross income, it was 71%. We had joined in February, and by May we were no longer having to pay any bills with credit cards.
Woo! What is it about the program that works so well?
Part of it is I like the modules because it breaks things down into smaller pieces. They're short, doable pieces. And I also want to say that I haven't done everything.
Yeah, say
yet.
that. Say that.
I wanted to make sure that I said that. And I realized when we crunched the numbers last week, if I had actually done everything, where would my business be? It's been great stuff. I like the online meetings. I try to be on every one that I occasionally have to miss them because I can't help it. But there's all these different types of meetings. There's question and answer meetings, and most of the time I don't even have a question. But I have my notebook, and I'm writing down things that is inspiration from hearing the answer from somebody else's question. New ideas that I can implement in my business. I like, and I knew about time blocking, but I wasn't good about doing it myself. And so there's these implementation sessions where there's a block of time.
How
and I
long are
block it out.
how long are these implementation
I
sessions?
think they're 4 hours.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And the deep dives are 3.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. So I blocked that time out, and my husband has been coming with me. He was a little apprehensive about this whole thing. Is this really going to work? This is a lot of money. And I think he's convinced, and he's here today.
He
I twisted his
is.
arm to come.
Stand up. Stand up. Give him a big hand. Woo!
And a lot of this stuff, the attractions, laws of attraction, that kind of stuff, is stuff that I have been looking at for several years. And he's like, I don't know about this. He's been doing the work probably harder than I have
Wow.
been today. I'm really proud of him.
Yeah, you should be. Debbie, would you have been able to increase your client base by 40+% and your revenues by 70+% doing it the way you've always been doing it?
Absolutely not. Yeah.
What would you recommend to somebody who is waiting, who is stuck, and who doesn't believe that now is actually the best time to invest in herself or himself?
You can't wait. It's just wasting time. And you're not going to be able to grow and get out there like we need to do if you don't have the support. And what I appreciate is that you've taken all these resources, and a lot of the books that get mentioned, I've bought them and listened to myself. I listen because I don't have time to sit and read them.
Yeah,
So
sure.
I do the audiobooks when I'm driving. But I don't have the time, the money, the energy to gather these resources and do it. And you have put it all together in this nice package and just tell us step by step. Do this first, do this next.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, don't
Sometimes
wait.
people
Don't
are
wait.
overwhelmed. Yeah. Sometimes I notice that solo business owners can get really overwhelmed at all the things that there are to do. Is that you sometimes? Yeah. It's like, where the heck do I start? And I think that what I hear again and again from you is that just tell me what the next step is. Just don't even tell me what to do after that. I just want to know what the next step is, and I'll do that. And then you'll give me the next breadcrumb. I'll do that, and so on. Tell me about that.
Yeah, so like I said, a lot of the things, almost everything that so far has been covered in almost 9 months is stuff I already knew, but I didn't know how to take it further. Just one example I'll give you is one of the first things we were asked to do is to figure out who our ideal client is. And I'm like, I'm a midwife. It's any pregnant woman, right? And although I want to serve every pregnant woman that wants what I offer, that she's not my ideal, not every pregnant woman is my ideal client. And it helped me define that. So, and that was just like one of the steps. And then we go on to the next thing, right? I'm excited now to start fixing my website. So where
And
I'm
make
at
it more
now.
client attractive. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Advice for someone here?
Sign up. You need the community. It's not just the step by step. It's the weekly meetings of question and answers. It's materials that you can review or you can download and listen to them in your car. It's all the pieces, and then the community on top of that. I got an accountability buddy, and I know I can reach out to her if I need to. There's a Facebook group. There's so many parts that support, and it's great. So,
Yeah, the whole thing, some people think this is a coaching program, but it really is an implementation incubator. There's plenty of knowledge out there. It's not a lack of knowledge that people have. It's a lack of structure and mindset and step-by-step exactly how to, and then the space and the accountability to actually get it done. Most people fall short because they're not actually getting done the things that need to get done. Give her a hand, please, everybody.
Hello, Fabienne.
Hi, Amy.
So I'm Amy Brousseau from ABC Health Clinic, which is an interdisciplinary health clinic, and as well as abcbusinesscoach.com, which is my new coaching company for healthcare professionals. And the way I found Fabienne is actually just a year ago, exactly a year ago, actually just 2 weeks before the mindset retreat, I found myself being completely exhausted. I've been a chiropractor for 14 years, started my own practice right outside of university, and built that practice nice and slow. And 2 years ago, I did a big expansion, huge project. Now we're up to 20 healthcare professionals and 5 admin staff, and so it's really big. But I got completely overwhelmed.
Yeah.
And so
describe the overwhelm, if you would, Amy. What does that look like on an everyday level? What were you feeling? What was your life like? Were you working long hours? Were you taking any vacations? Were you working or not working on evenings and weekends? Just like describe it for us.
All right. Well, I was working all the time. There was no time where my mind was not on my business. When I was in my business, I was feeling bad that I was a bad mother because I have 2 children who are now 8 and 10. So I felt like a bad mother. And when I was home taking care of my family, I felt like a bad business owner. And then when I was working or taking care of my kids, I felt like a bad wife, like a bad friend, like everything was not enough because I was so dissipated into everything that nothing seemed to be enough.
Yeah.
So I was working 7 days a week. I don't know how many hours a day, 13, 14 hours.
That's a lot.
Yeah, and losing sleep because I was so stressed out. So even when I was supposed to be sleeping, I was up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That can really wreak havoc on someone's health.
Absolutely.
Well-being, mental well-being, yeah. Like.
My mental health, my physical health was suffering, and I was actually hiding that from everybody. I was putting on my clown face, and so most people didn't know about that.
How were you feeling inside?
Awful. I felt like there was a bomb that was about to explode. And I knew I was about to hit a wall. I knew it. And so I told my husband, I said, I need to get out of this life right now. I'm leaving you with the kids for a few days, not forever, just for...
No, she actually likes our
Love
husbands.
him to pieces. But for a few days, I said, I have to find something. I need to figure my life out. And because nothing happens for no reason, something had to happen. I was Googling, looking for a retreat. And I had no idea who you were. I had never seen a video of you. I did not know anything about Boldheart. And your retreat just fell on my computer. And I said, well, this is where I'm going.
And what I love that she's like, oh, the dates work. Okay, I don't know anything about it, but I'm going.
Well, you always say imperfect action, right?
Yeah, yes.
And as I said, it was actually a desperate act. Like we're laughing it off, but it was really just like, it was a life buoy I was trying to grab onto. And so when I got here, I was completely closed up because, well, I was just irritated with everything. And so I got here, and of course there's the big party going on and the dancing, and then people are hugging. And being from Canada, I was like, what are those Americans doing? Hugging and everything. And so the first day, I was sitting like this. You were talking about how there are rebels in this room, and I was one of them. Complete rebel. What is this? I know this.
Yeah.
I know this.
I know this already.
I know this.
There's nothing new here.
Exactly. I've been to business school. I've got my MBA. I know this. I know all of this. But as you said, there's a difference between knowing it and knowing it, living it. And so the second day, when we did actually the fear exercise, which we just did now, I had circled 19 fears. And it completely blew my mind to realize that after I had the expansion of my practice, I had started living out of fear and making decisions out of fear instead of making my decisions out of faith. And once I realized that, I said, well, this is it. This is where I need to be. This is what needs to happen. And the rest is history.
Yeah. And so you decided to join Boldheart Business.
I did.
And that was, so a year ago.
A year ago.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah. And so what's happened since?
A lot has happened. Well, I got my life back, is what happened. This is what you promised, and this is what you delivered.
I say, overwhelmed at 6 figures, get you to 7 figures, and get your life back.
Well, this is pretty much what happened. I was already, my business was already a multiple 6-figure practice at that point. So my main concern was not increasing my income. That being said, it's still a goal, and I'm happy to say that I am on target to hit my first million this year. So this is great, but that is not the greatest in my opinion. The greatest thing is that this summer, I took a month off with my kids. Just stayed home, went to the lake, had fun. I no longer work 14-hour days, ever. I never miss a school activity with my kids. I get to take vacation with my husband.
Yes.
And my practice is running because we built the processes, we made things happen, we hired people because Fabienne told me, you need to hire people. And I was like, I can't afford it, I can't do this. I was so scared I was not gonna have enough money for it. And I realized that I needed to invest so that the practice could grow. And now it's running by itself, allowing me to serve even more people because now I can help other healthcare professionals build their practices and work on my business coaching practice. So it's the best of every world.
Yeah. So Amy got her time back, and then she started something that's more of a leveraged income side business to be able, and your husband is helping you in that
Absolutely.
business?
My husband is helping me in that company, which is also a life goal that I had, to have something, very special with him that we would build together.
Yeah. How has it made a difference for your family and your children to have you back?
Well, my children, I was actually having a discussion with them before we were heading down here, because they always get a little bit nervous. Oh, well, mommy's leaving.
Yeah.
And I told them, I said, do you remember last year when I left? And I've been leaving every 3 months to go to Stanford for the meetings. And I said, well, you realize that the reason why I was able to stay with you for a whole month and be with you at home, and now you don't have to go to daycare as much, is because I've been working with Fabienne. So do you think it's a good idea I go back? And they're like, yeah, Mom, go back. Go see Fabienne.
Do you realize that very few business owners ever get to $1 million in their business? And do you realize how even fewer of them are women? And there are 2 of you seated next to each other. That's a big deal. It's a big deal. Amy, what do you love about the program? What are the elements that really speak to you?
I love that you make everything so much, so simple. It's so simple. You just have to follow the recipe, and you keep repeating it, but it's true. As you said, the knowledge part is one thing. To me, there's a difference between the knowledge and the knowing how to be. And I realize from you, one of the best things that I get is you taught me how to set boundaries. And that's what I've been lacking. And it comes from self-confidence, from self-worth, self-love. And so the personal development that I was not looking for in the beginning, yes, but which was the whole problem or the whole issue in this area, I didn't need as much knowledge as in the business, but I really needed to know how to be.
Yeah.
And that's
they
what you
go
taught
hand
me.
in hand, and most people don't realize that the self-worth, the mindset piece is just as important as the strategy. Congratulations,
Thank
Amy.
you for that, Fabienne.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hannah, you're next.
Hello, my name is Hannah Beer from hannahbeer.com. I help ambitious women across the world heal deeply and create lives beyond their wildest dreams.
What was your business, what was your situation like before you walked into the Boldheart doors?
I had been in business for a couple of years already. I had clients, and I also had crippling anxiety because I felt like clients were coming in a very out of control kind of way. Like sometimes I had clients, sometimes I didn't have that many clients. It just felt like I had no idea how to market. It felt like I just did not know what I was doing at all. And so even though I was making money and from the outside looking in, it looked like I had a pretty successful business, I always felt like I had no foundation. It was extremely rocky. I was just trying to make it, and people were congratulating me, but I was like, oh God, this isn't working, and I can't take on more clients. Like, more people wanted to work with me, and I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I can't take on more clients, even though I really wanted to help them. It gave me so much anxiety, and it made me feel like I was a great healer, but a terrible businesswoman, terrible marketer, maybe not cut out for this. And yeah, that really broke my heart because I really love my clients and I want to help them, but I need to get my stuff in order.
Yeah. What made you look to us to help you with your business? What is it that you found here that was attractive to you?
I have taken many business programs. I have hired so many business strategists, so many business coaches, and that's also the reason why I felt like something must have been wrong with me, because I was procrastinating like crazy. I started to hate running a business because it felt like I needed to get myself to do things that were completely misaligned with what I stand for. And when I found one video of you popping up somewhere on Facebook, I watched it, and it opened up this idea of a love-based business and love-based marketing and just getting to love my clients, just getting to help people, just getting to do the things that I wanted to do. Like, that's why I started my business in the first place. So the whole philosophy behind the business practices that you teach were the first thing that worked for me. That's when marketing became easy and business became easy and it became fun and it just started flowing, and it was like things clicked into place, and I realized I'm not a terrible businesswoman. I'm just unwavering in my values.
Yeah. You've worked with coaching programs before, and they were not in alignment with you. What has happened for you since you joined?
Within a 2-month period, my business tripled, almost quadrupled.
Can we give her a hand for that? 2 months. 2 months. Wow.
Yeah, within 2 months. I had a ramp-up period before that where I was implementing, and as soon as I felt like I was standing on steady ground, my business went shoo. And that was fun, and I loved it. And big opportunities started coming in. I am about to collaborate with one of the biggest retailers in Europe. I collaborated with the Wanderlust Festival, which is a really big deal too. And those things just popped in out of nowhere. Clients have been popping in out of nowhere. I sold out all the retreats that I offered. So this fall, I thought, I just want to hug and love my clients in person. So I offered retreats. All of them sold out so fast. People wanted more. And just to be in this position to just get to love all day long and to pour my heart and soul into my work and to provide something that I've always wanted and that I know people are looking for is an honor and a privilege.
Mm-hmm. You said just a few minutes ago that you had felt like you were a terrible marketer. What kind of marketer are you now?
I love that question. I'm a really great marketer.
When it's done with authenticity, integrity, and love.
And nothing else. I don't tolerate anything else.
Yeah. What is it about the program that you like, Kiva? Like, tell me everything. What do you love about the program? Why does it work for you?
I am as spiritual and as psychic as I am scientific, and I loved that I now know exactly what I'm doing. Like, I was taught processes, I was taught marketing techniques. All of them work, all of them have been tried on thousands of businesses over the course of decades. I implement them, they work every single time, which means that the whole wondering, wishing, whatever that is, like, it just completely fell away. And I know I have a plan to step forward. So just the curriculum and all the modules were exactly what I wanted, because I never actually learned marketing that works and marketing that was tested on many different business models, and that just works. So that was just exactly what I needed. Yeah, and I love the community. I love that I get to just do it, and it works out all the time.
Was there resistance in joining the program? Something that you were holding yourself back from doing it? And how did you overcome that resistance?
One thing I already mentioned was I had done many things, and I was afraid that I was gonna invest in another thing that was just gonna make me feel even more inadequate. I also was afraid that my history of struggling with mental illness was still gonna hold me back. So it was more about me questioning. So for once it was questioning, like, do I need another program? Is it gonna be a scam again? Or something that it's hard to say scam, but something that's not gonna work for me. And then the other question was, can I do it? Because I had a hard life, and I need to take care of myself, and I need to thrive, and I need to be loved, and I need to go travel, and I need to go have a great time. And so I also thought, can somebody who's had a really hard life, who has overcome a lot of trauma, am I still capable of running a very big, very successful business? And I learned yes, and I just wanted to find out, because I knew I could not try. I knew I needed to throw myself into it and give it all I've got to just at least get answers to those questions.
Did you? It almost seems like you found a home.
I love it here.
Yeah. What would you say to somebody who has tried other things in the past and they felt like they spent a lot of money and didn't get results, and they're wary of opening up their heart again and trying something where things maybe didn't work in the past? What would you say to them?
I would say to trust your body. Watch a video. Read something about Boldheart, and then see how your body reacts to it. Because for me, it was a sense of very clear relief. It felt scary, and it also felt light. And that's like my sign. Like, I can close my eyes, and when I'm in this vortex or connected to something from Boldheart, it always feels lighter. It always feels like it gives me life. And if this is the feeling that you get, your body knows. Trust your body.
Oh, perfect. Give them a hand, everybody. Woo! Let me high five. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. What did you get for yourself from watching this inspiration panel? Please raise your hand. Yes, Guido.
The sentence, I think her name was Hana.
Yes.
Stuck out was, I thought I was a bad business person. I was just unwavering in my values.
Ooh, I'm going to say that again for the live streamers. Guido said that he really resonated with what Hannah said when she said, I thought I was a bad business person, but I was just unwavering in my values. That really resonated. Yeah, give him a hand, please. Awesome. What else? What did you get for yourself? Yes, Karima.
With Hannah, again, she mentioned the fact that she thought she was a bad marketer. And then she realized later on that she was actually a great marketer.
Yeah.
Followed the recipe.
Yeah.
Same issue.
You have the same issue. Yeah. Thank you, Karima. Karima said that she was really inspired by hearing that Hannah thought she was a bad marketer, but that she could actually be a good marketer if she just had a recipe to follow. Does anybody cook here? Yeah, I love to cook. I love to cook. And I know when something is really good because it's been tested again and again and again. There are certain cookbook authors who don't just slap something together, and when you make it, you're like, that is not right. Something's wrong there, right? But when certain people do something again and again and again, you can just trust anything that's in there because you know it's good for you. Thank you. Give her a hand, please. What did you get for yourself from this panel? Oh, you are a cook. You argue with recipes all the time. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Sometimes it's, it's very lonely to be by yourself and you need to reach out. Give her a hand, everybody. Yes. What'd you get from here? Yeah.
That they're just normal people.
They're just normal people.
And so I can really identify with them. And also what struck me was how much love, how happy I was for them.
Yeah.
So no envy, but just such happiness.
Yeah. Francesca said that they just seem like normal people doing extraordinary things, and they are normal people doing extraordinary things. And Francesca noticed the love and how happy they were. And I don't know about you, but when you get into a group of business people, there's not always a lot of love and a lot of happiness. And so I'm glad that this inspired you, and I want to talk to you about creating predictable success in your business. I would like to talk to you about what it takes to create a bigger impact with your business. I would like to share with you the formula that I've discovered from close to 20 years. Woo! Here's what I know for sure. Some of us are born different. We as entrepreneurs, solo business owners, are born different. How do I know this? Because we are hardwired from birth to be unlike other people. I know this because in working with tens of thousands of business owners over the last close to 20 years, and having given them assessments, and I see the results, we are all practically the same. We are wired to start new things, right? We are different. The rest of the population is not like us. In fact, I grew up feeling like a black sheep, feeling like I was different. Anybody else? Feeling like I didn't fit in. And most of us now, I don't know about you, but once I tasted self-employment, I am now completely unemployable. Anybody else? Woo! The thing is that the bigger the front, the bigger the back, right? Either you are a high idea generator. Anybody else here who generates so many ideas? Oh my God, I can't even keep up with the number of ideas that I come up with. You too? If so, say woohoo! Yes, right. You're wired to start new things, but you're also driven to distraction. Is that true? Is that true? Yes. Or, and this is a smaller percentage of us, or you're great at getting things done, right, today, but you're wired to stick with what's familiar, which means to more of the same. Either way, however you're wired, it all feels like a whole lot of work, so much work for very little financial reward and freedom. Have you been experiencing that? Yeah. So, overwhelmed business owners, I have discovered, face three things, three types of frustrations and struggles that affect their confidence and results. The first one is the strategic frustrations. It's basically not knowing what to do. Remember when I was just talking a moment ago? It's like, oh my God, there's 1,000 things that I could do. What do I do? What's the next step? Most people don't have a roadmap. It is so overwhelming, the whole idea of marketing your business and getting clients and just the sheer number of things that you have to do. There's no roadmap. There's no clear action plan. Most people don't know how to prioritize what needs to be done every single day. Do you sometimes feel like, I don't even know what to do first on this list? Yeah. Because most people are overwhelmed, there's this whack-a-mole approach. Go like this with me. Whack-a-mole. Oh my God, I'm just going to just do whatever's in front of me, as opposed to being really strategic, right? And many are starting from scratch. Every time they do something, they start from scratch. There's not many systems in place. Who feels that they could benefit from more systems? Yeah. Many struggle with an unclear marketing message. These are some of the strategic frustrations. Not knowing how to do certain things. Like, I know I need to do a webinar. I just don't know exactly how to do it. Do I charge for it? How do I record it? How long should it be? Should I have just the slides, or should I have a video of me? Am I selling? Am I not selling? Like, all these things, right? And so just not knowing how to do certain things can delay you doing something for 6 months that you could have done, if you had the how-to. And for many people, it's no access to what really works. They don't know what they don't know about what's going to give them results. So they just try anything and everything. And all of this leads to having no clear direction. Have you ever felt like you wanted more direction in how to grow your business? Yeah, this is common. Frustration number 2 is the mindset frustrations. You heard it here, right? People getting in their own way. Perhaps you're easily distracted. Who's easily distracted? And throw up your other hand, because you're definitely easily. Now, we make ourselves wrong for that. Has anyone ever made you feel ashamed of that? Yes. But this is exactly where our brilliance is. Our brilliance is that we come up with all these great ideas and we don't mind risking and improvising, but the distraction also goes against us. Many people, as we talked about today, have limiting beliefs running the show. The fears that Amy talked about, you know how she said, I had 19 fears that were getting in the way of me moving my business forward. And so I was trapped in the business, right? The fears. She also talked about unhealthy boundaries, right? New boundaries needing to be set. Sometimes the mindset frustrations have to do with a well-meaning spouse that thinks that the business owner knows enough and should just do it. Like, why aren't you doing it? Don't raise your hand, but just maybe, yeah, your mind, okay, raise your hand if you want to. Like, there are people in your life who thinks you should just do it, right? Mindset frustrations also means that you're listening too much to the naysayers who dampen your enthusiasm. The toxic people who don't necessarily believe in you. Anybody? Yeah. Yeah, it gets in the way. All of these things lead to self-sabotage. Where you know you want your business to get to the next level, but somehow you kind of mess up the opportunities. You're not showing up fully the way that you would like to. Deep breath in. We're having compassion for ourselves here, okay? There's nothing wrong with you. Say, there's nothing wrong with me. Virtually every one of us is the same. Virtually every one of us is the same, right? The third set of frustrations are the isolation frustrations. It's the idea of operating solo all the time. Many people have no mentorship. I went for a while without any mentorship. And honestly, it was like the blind leading the blind. Just didn't even know where to start. It's also meaning when you're solo in your business, you get yourself trapped in the day-to-day. Do you ever feel trapped in the day-to-day of your business? You can't actually work on your business because you're in your business all the time? Yes? Yeah, 2 hands, some of you. Yeah, definitely. For many, there's not enough structure. It's all a little bit too loosey-goosey. Yeah, there's some people in the back are like, yeah, that's me. Yeah, you're going to put your feet up too? Yeah. Who doesn't have enough support? Yeah. Doing pretty much everything yourself? Yep. Yep. Let's talk about the level of implementation. Could you stand to implement a little bit more? Yeah. All right, 2 hands for some of you. Yeah. How about accountability? Yeah, need some accountability. These all lead to self-doubt. Raise your hand if you experience self-doubt in your business every once in a while. Yeah. I had lunch with these ladies today as we were, preparing for being together to inspire you on this stage. And several of them didn't say it here, but they said it at lunch. Some of them were ready to throw in the towel, really questioning whether they could be serious business owners, like whether this was all worth it. All 3 of these frustrations, the strategic, the mindset, and what's the third one? Yep. Lead to inadequate growth. If you've ever been questioning why you're not moving fast enough in your business, it's because of these 3 things. Stagnation or frustration come from having no direction, write that down, no direction, getting in your own way, and no accountability. Does that seem about right for you? But not everybody experiences business in this way. There are many business owners who are consistently increasing their income. What were some of the percentages we heard here? 71. What else? 66. What else? 400. What else? What's that? Still going up, right? 40%. They're increasing their income. They're creating systems. They're delegating. We heard about, Julia today delegating to 2 other doctors. People getting assistance in their business. And they're now making $10K a month consistently. Or as you saw also on the inspiration panel, on their way or at their first million with their life back. They're taking unplugged vacations like Amy for a month to be with the children. Yes, yeah. Where that was not possible before. Reducing daycare hours for the little ones so that the little ones can spend more time with mommy and daddy at home. Right? Not working on evenings and weekends. Anybody want that? Not working on evenings and weekends? Yeah. These entrepreneurs that we're talking about, and I'd like to tell you what they have in common. The common denominator, and you might not be expecting this, is increased confidence. How does one get increased confidence to be able to create these results? Well, 1, when you are clear about next steps. Like when you know what to do and you feel capable of doing it because the exactly how to is shown to you. That's the strategy. When you have the strategy and you have this recipe and you know that the recipe works and that has been proven with thousands of business owners before you, does this give you confidence, Rolinda? Yes. Why? Because everybody else has done it, and you can do it too. Exactly. So you get confidence when you get mentored by already successful business owners. That's what happened to me. You get results and feel more confident when you have a personalized action plan. When somebody tells you, okay, this year, you're going to do this, 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 and this, and do not do this, 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 and this. This is your plan for the year. This is your plan, and we're going to work the plan. You get confidence when you apply, as Rolinda just said, a proven process. All these activators, imagine these light switches. It's maybe a dark room where you are right now in your business, but every time you apply a proven process, the room gets much lighter. You have more confidence when you get scripts to work from. This is what you say in the email? This is how you call this person? When you get templates, this is what belongs on my website? This is what I say in the video? This is how I close the sale without ever having to be sleazy? When you know what to do next and how exactly to do it, do you become more confident? Yeah. I know I'm never looking to reinvent the wheel. Like if somebody has done it, just like let me borrow your knowledge. And this is the thing, right? I become more confident when I know what to do. The second way to become more confident is when you get out of your own way. It's about your mindset. When someone is stretching you to think bigger about your potential, you start feeling more confident. When you have somebody who sees something in you that you don't see for yourself. Yeah? When you have tools to overcome your blocks to productivity. When you have systems that eliminate distractions and keep you focused. Just tell me what to do and create structures around me so I don't get distracted. I just need to focus. I just need to implement. When you have teachings on self-belief and courage and self-worth and faith, yes, faith in business, you become more confident. With the right mindset, the right courage, and the right belief in self, you become more confident. Turn to the person next to you and say, I could see that. I could see that. And number 3, when you have friendship and tribal accountability, when you have community, it changes everything about your confidence. When you are on the journey with people who are positive, who are encouraging, you get to be you. You don't have to be anybody else. This environment of positivity is absolutely crucial for business success. When you have daily accountability check-ins, like I told you about, right? I have somebody who keeps me accountable. And if she wasn't there, oh my God, I would give up. Because I'm just like you. But not when I have check-ins. When you have a tribe of true friends who celebrate you and your big wins in a way that you just can't go tell your neighbor that you just had your first $10,000 month. Ding dong, guess what? Or do you think that Amy or Jen are going to go around their neighborhood and, have a party, say, come to my party. I just made $1 million in my business. No, you're not going to do that, Jen? No, Amy? No, probably not. No. Right? But do you feel happy celebrating here? Woo! It's different. Because write this down. A rising tide lifts all boats. Some communities, who does she think she is? Why does she have to tell me that she just made her first 10K month? Why is she gloating about her $1 million business in her life? But it's also important to have a community that will provide you a safety net, a soft place to land when you need it most. Because not every day is going to be an easy day. Can we agree to that? The journey of entrepreneurship is a zigzag. Somebody say, yes, it is. Yes, it is. And you know what? If we're being honest, we also need a community that will kick us in the pants just when we need it most. Right? All right. Get over yourself and get back on there, right? So with the right mindset, with the right courage, we already said that, with the right daily accountability, encouragement, and the loving tribe, you become more confident. And this is what I call the confident entrepreneur. The person that has the solid plan, the growth mindset, and the community and accountability they crave. I want you to turn to the person next to you, and for 1 minute each, how would having this make a difference in your results and in your impact? How would having the solid plan, the growth mindset, and the community and accountability change things for you? The person with the darkest hair goes first. 1 minute, 2 people. And switch. And if you're at home watching on the live stream, this is a good time to journal about how having this would make a difference in your life. Give that person a big hug. Give that person a big hug. I want to hear from you. How would this make a difference in your life? Raise your hand. Yes. Solid foundation. Excellent. Yes. Clarity. Amazing. Yes.
Finally, at last, not feel alone.
Finally, at last, not feel alone. Yes. You cannot hide anymore. Oh, you can't hide anymore when you've got these people loving you and holding you accountable. Who hides sometimes in their business? Me. I used to. So now that you know this, what's your next move? I want to ask you a question. If we were to meet exactly 1 year from today, what would need to have happened over the course of the next 12 months for you to feel confident in your business and happy with your progress. We're meeting 1 year from today, and you celebrate with me and you say, Fabienne, I'm so happy with my progress. What will you have accomplished? Write it down. What do you dream of accomplishing in your business in the next 12 months that you have yet to implement in your business on your own? Deep breath in. Perhaps you've been working hard on your own. Have you been working on your own hard or without the adequate support? Raise your hand if that's true. How does that make you feel? Tell me. Lonely. What else? Stuck. What's that? Tired. Is it working? It's not working. It's not working at all. Does it just suck? It sucks. It does suck. Here's what I want to give you. I want to give you a gold star. You get a gold star for trying it the way you've been doing this all along. Turn to the person next to you, give them a high five and say, this is your gold star. A for effort. A for effort. But let's be honest. You're probably frustrated. Are you frustrated? Yeah. You're probably frustrated that it's overwhelming and that it's not happening fast enough. Is that true? Yeah. Yeah. I'm here to tell you, listen to me, look at me in my eyes. I'm here to tell you that it doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to be that hard. Now, some of my colleagues in my industry will tell you that you can fix this whole thing in, become a millionaire in 3 weeks and never have to work again and, the laptop lifestyle and that. Okay, that works for some people. But I'm here to tell you that there's no magic bullet. Okay? If there were a magic bullet, I'd be selling it and I'd be Oprah. There's nothing that will help you do this overnight. Understand that only you can do the work, but you don't have to do it alone. If you're tired of doing it alone and not knowing what to do, I want to tell you about a resource. You can probably guess what it is. I created Boldheart Business exactly for you. Because I too was where you probably are now. I too was frustrated, overwhelmed, desperately seeking growth. I told you yesterday that I have this fearless thing about myself where I'm like, okay, well, I need something, so I'm going to go find it. And I don't mind spending the money. And so I went over here to learn how to get clients, and not everything worked. And so I went over here to learn how to get clients, and ooh, that's a little inauthentic. That's not really my vibe. And here for networking, and here for speaking, and all of this. And nothing I needed was available in one place. Like, I got some of the marketing, and I got some of the business strategy, and I'm spending a lot of money, but I'm not getting any mindset, and I'm certainly not getting accountability. And in fact, some of the people are not really my kind of people. I'm not feeling the encouragement. I'm not feeling the love. It feels like even more complex than when I was by myself. What I noticed is nowhere was there a recipe that I could follow to get to 10K a month consistently. And so I created one for you. You're welcome. It's called the Growth Track. It's one of the tracks within Boldheart Business. And what we do in the Growth Track, as you can probably guess, is everything that we do, without exception, is predictably get you to 10K a month every month. Want to know what it looks like? It looks like this. Ah! Go ahead, go like this. Right? Because we're having fun. So how do we get you to 10K a month consistently? Within the Growth Track, we have 36 core marketing foundations. Okay? 36 things that work every time. Ideal client profile, clarity on your message, the right marketing materials, the right marketing plan of action, how to close the sale. And these get you clients and make you money. Right? Once you implement the 36 marketing fundamentals, we layer on the 8 growth activators. Now, what is an activator? An activator is one of these fast growth activities. I kind of like to call it miracle grow for your business, that will predictably get you to that 10K a month in 12 to 24 months. There are 4 in the first year and 4 in the second year. Would you like to know what they are, these fast growth activities? Yeah, these are the things we work on every single quarter together. The first one is where you grow your online presence. Who would like to grow their online presence? Yes. This is where we show you how to expand your reach and expand your audience by creating marketing omnipresence. Say it with me. Marketing omnipresence online. Number 2, grow your visibility. You can't continue hiding behind your computer and expect to get more clients and make more money. Is that true? Say, that's true, Fabienne. So grow your visibility is about creating a platform by becoming a prolific and confident video marketer. Do you remember Hana and Eva? They said the minute they started doing their weekly video, they started filling their practice. Can we give them another hand for that? Growing your visibility is about providing content online, compelling content online and on social media. Who should be doing a little bit more social media than they're doing now? Yeah, look around, just about everybody, right? Here's the key, even if you're shy. I know visibility can be tough when you're shy. We show you how to do it even if you're shy. Say thank you. You're welcome. Grow your email list. This is about multiplying your following, your online presence, your list of email subscribers by hosting lead generating events online. Can you imagine what happens when you don't have to go anywhere physically. You start doing events online, people come, you get more clients that way. Grow your one-to-many offerings. This is where you make more money and work with many more clients at once by transforming your one-to-one offerings into one-to-many groups and programs. What will happen to your income when you start doing that? What's that? Skyrocket, exactly. The next activator is grow your stay-in-touch marketing. This is where we convert more prospects into paying clients by amping up your follow-up, right? You meet many people, but let me guess that you're not always following up. Is that true? Yeah, that's true. So this is where we create nurture sequences and funnels and systems that get you clients both online and offline. Deep breath in. We show you exactly how to do this. This is not hard work. This is not hard work. Say, thank you. Thank you. Grow your referrals. Who would like to have an unpaid sales force of people giving them referrals? We show you how to do this. Grow your platform. Do you know that you can write and self-publish a short lead-generating book in 90 days? Who's done it in this room? Look around. In 90 days, they've written a book that gets them clients. Give them a bigger hand than that. Even if you're just starting out, this grows your platform. And finally, grow your speaking. How to become a confident speaker who enrolls ideal clients and customers from the stage, even if you're shy. The marketing fundamentals and these 8 activators are what predictably get you to 10K a month consistently. Woo! And here's what I noticed. When I got to 10K a month consistently, I had a new set of problems. I knew I needed to leverage. I needed some serious leverage because I had filled my practice, but I had no more time and no more me to go around. And so I looked around. If you are already at 10K a month, you're going to need a new set of recipes. And this is the leverage track. What do we do in leverage? We take you from overwhelmed at 6 figures to 7 figures without sacrificing your life. You get to get your life back. Would you like to see what it looks like? This is what it looks like. How do we do it? What's the recipe? Well, you have 24 leverage foundations. We figure out how you're wired so you show up differently in your business. We show you how to hire the right team, how to create systems and processes, how to get you out of the day-to-day operations of your business, how to scale your business model so that you can work with 2 times or 10 times the clients that you have now without working more. In fact, you can begin to take a month off in December, in August, evenings, and weekends. On top of these fundamentals, we layer in the 8 leverage activators. 4 in the first year, 4 in the second year. And these are the things that will predictably scale your business and get you to, if you're at 10K a month, they'll get you to 20K a month, 50K a month, or even 100K a month. This is what we do. $1 million in your business, usually within 3 to 5 years. How would that feel? You feel good, yeah? Yeah, really good. Would you like to know the recipe, right? The activators. Number 1 is to leverage your team. This is about learning how to hire great people that you trust who will take everything off your plate so you can focus on the exponential growth of your business. Leverage your systems. This is about creating structure and control in your business through documenting all your processes. Don't worry, you don't have to do it. Say, thank God. Thank God. So that everything runs smoothly and no longer requires you in the business. If you're already at 10K, then you're also going to need to leverage your time. This is about being strategic about how you use your time by setting boundaries, by reducing access, and by working only in your unique brilliance. This means that you get to delegate all the stuff that you don't like to do, that you're not good at doing, that you don't have time for, that you should be doing, that you hate doing. So you can focus only on the stuff that you love doing. Who would like some of that? Yeah. Woo! Next is leverage your business model. This is how you shift how you deliver your work so that you are no longer working hours for dollars. And instead, you can work with 2 times to 10 times the number of people that you're working with now while working fewer hours. I used to work one-on-one, and I couldn't get past 30 clients because I was stuck in an old business model. There is a business model that can have you have 10 times the number of clients you have now or customers for any industry. I have yet to work with a business owner that hasn't been able to do this. High five the person next to you and say, I want that. Leverage your accountability. Leverage your accountability is about reaching bigger revenues each year, get this, by having your team grow your business for you. By having them hold themselves and you accountable and responsible to getting things done. And you'll always know where your goals are. Finally, everybody on your team is growing your business with you. Then leverage your marketing. But this is advanced marketing. This is about using omnipresent marketing to bring in an unprecedented number of qualified leads without being you that does all the work. You are no longer responsible for lead generation on a day-to-day. Deep breath in. Leverage your differentiation. This is about becoming untouchable. You're so different in the marketplace that nobody else is your competitor. And clients stay with you year after year after year after year after year because they have found a home. And lastly, leverage your lifestyle. This is about releasing yourself from the day-to-day of your business by hiring someone who can run it for you. Can you imagine? This helps you scale your business to $1 million or more while having you have your ideal lifestyle. This is what predictably gets you from overwhelmed at 6 figures to 7 figures with no longer sacrificing your life, your family, your vacations, your weekends, your evenings. What sounds good about all that? Everything? Specifically, raise your hand. Freedom. What's that? That lifestyle, the one on the screen. That's inspiring, yeah? Yeah? Yes. The recipe. Would you be able to do this on your own? Are you sure? Yeah, you're sure? What about you? Could you do this on your own? Most people can't. I actually have yet to meet anybody, including myself, who could do it on her own. The Boldheart business model is one that is based on 2 decades of experience and millions in results for our members. Can we give them a hand? Yeah. Why you will succeed in this program if you say yes. Would you like to know how it works? Yes. Number 1, you get your customized 60-minute strategic planning session where you get your plan every year with your own implementation schedule. This is what you're doing first. It's all personalized. It's just for you. You have a roadmap for the whole time, for the whole year, personalized just for you. Number 2, I can't read. You know what I have. I am going to give you this in just a moment. This is everything that's on here, so you don't have to take notes. Why it will work, take a deep breath in, is that you get step-by-step directions. These are trainings in bite-sized pieces so you can implement them easily. It seems a little overwhelming at first, does it? Yeah, it's like, ooh, it sounds like a lot to do. Well, 1, you're not doing it all at once. Somebody turn to the person next to you and say, oh, that feels good. And number 2, it's given to you little bit by little bit. Remember what I was talking about earlier? You just get the first crumb, you implement that. You get the second crumb, you implement that, etc., etc. You don't have to think. You just follow the recipe. Number 3, the live retreats. The live retreats are these meetings for deep learning and best practices and transformation. And this is where we create every quarter these sacred spaces of non-judgment and personal connection and deep learning when you can make deep shifts and create friendships. You don't have to be alone doing it anymore. Yay. Yay. How does it feel when you come together with everybody? Unbelievable. Love. Inspired. Belonging. For the first time since being self-employed. Yes? Yeah. Next is just-in-time support. Look at me. You're usually never more than 6 days away from the answers to everything you're looking for. We have these weekly support calls where you join even if you don't have a question. And like Debbie was saying, you're just there taking notes and getting inspired by everybody else's question, right? So you get support from me or Kiva to make better decisions and move forward faster in your business than you ever would on your own. Next is monthly masterminding. Who's been looking for a mastermind to get things moving faster? Everybody needs a mastermind, not just relying on your own, but the collective wisdom of a group. And this is your personal board of directors to help you brainstorm and prioritize what you're doing in your business. These masterminds are facilitated mastermind pods that we call them, of 6 to 8 people, and it's virtual. You can do it from home. Once a month, you get to strategize and get clarity on your business and also the encouragement that you need. Who needs encouragement once in a while? I need encouragement once in a while. Everybody needs encouragement. Next, this is our secret sauce. Everything I'm laying out for you here is why this program works. Why everything else that you may have tried did not work for you in the past. You may have invested in yourself in the past, and maybe you didn't get the results you were expecting because they were not offering this. Do you get that? This is why it works. Implementation time. We have facilitated blocks of uninterrupted time each month that we implement as a tribe. And so we have these epic 4-hour implementation sessions where you come and we're all on this online thing together. We can all see each other and we all sit and implement together. You got to work on your new website? Let's do it together. You're going to work on your book? We're writing together. And you get so much more done than you ever would on your own. 0 distractions. Who needs 0 distractions to get things done? Yes, we all do, right? This is about working on your money-generating activities. You'll get more done each month in these 4 hours than you would for the entire year. This is what our members tell us. Daily accountability. This is where finally you have somebody to lovingly keep you focused and accountable. So every day you're going to connect with your accountability buddy, and you're going to use our daily prompt system, right, to stay totally focused. You will know what 3 things to focus on every single day, and then you can just put a pause button on everything else, because you're saying, I know what to do today, and I don't need to do any of those other things. You know what that allows you to do? Focus. And no longer procrastinate. No longer get distracted by bright, shiny objects. How would that make a difference in your life? Yeah, big time. And the last thing, and you've been hearing about it all afternoon, it's the supportive community. I have this unique ability to bring in loving, positive, encouraging people who just want the best for you. And so this is the friendship and unconditional love you may have been looking for your whole life, or at least your whole self-employed life. And so we have a buzzing Facebook group, which is your place to share wins, to get feedback, to ask for resources, and to foster friendships. This is about having the unconditional support you have always wished you had. And this is our secret sauce at Boldheart Business. This is the combination of strategy, mindset, and community, where you do, you be, and you belong together. And this secret sauce is why you create results. It's because we show you exactly what to do. Literally, we give you the recipe. You don't ever have to struggle. You don't ever have to do this on your own again. We are here for you. We are here holding a vortex of love, of community, of accountability for you. How does that feel? Awesome. Awesome. There are other programs out there, and I find that other people charge a lot. Is that okay for me to say? Other people charge a lot. Other programs can cost as much as $25,000 to $60,000 a year. I think that does not make sense. Because when you're in a growth stage, you cannot spend $25,000 or $60,000 a year. There are other things to spend money on. Are you with me on this? Yes. Would you like to know how much Boldheart Business is? Okay. The growth track tuition starts as low as $550 a month. The leverage track tuition is as low as $1,000 a month. Deep breath in. One new client a month will pay for this program. For some of you, one new client a year will pay for this entire program. I have an invitation for you here. They're being handed out now. I have everything I just described for you. I even wrote you a letter. Look at this. It says, "Dearest friend," that's you. What you'll see is everything I described in the growth track is on the left, and the leverage track is on the right. So you have it all. And in the middle is why you would succeed in this program. All of our secret sauce. On the back, you'll see that there is a commitment card. I want you to know that becoming a member of Boldheart Business is really easy. You don't have to pay it all up front. All you have to do is take the commitment card, fill it out, and you can join us for a deposit of $500. I want you to put it down for 1 second and just look at me. I want to have you ask yourself a defining question right now. Would I feel happy with my progress if 1 year from today I was in the exact same place? You don't have to answer me. This is a question that you ask yourself. Would I be happy with my progress if 1 year from today I was in the exact same place? And also ask yourself, what is the opportunity cost of continuing to do it on my own, the way I've been doing it? What would I be missing out on? Like these ladies, the results that they've gotten. What kind of results would you be missing out on if you didn't do something differently? I'd like to invite you into my kitchen. I'd like to give you all of my recipes. I'd like to cook with you. I'd like to dance with you. You don't have to do this alone. You don't have to struggle. There is so much love here for you. So much support. All the resources you need. We have been fine-tuning this for close to 20 years. If it feels like something that would be really beneficial for you, take the commitment card, fill it out, and bring it to my team. We start tomorrow. Tomorrow is the orientation and celebration lunch. I would love to have lunch with you tomorrow. Thank you, guys. Thank you. I will see you back here at, I gotta think. 8:15? Is that it? 8:15, I'll see you back at 8:15. Hug the person next to you.